Hi, I'm JD Gunnell with Utah State University Extension. We're here at the USU Botanical Center in the Varga Arboretum, where we have over 400 different species of trees and shrubs to grow well. However, one of the most common questions I get is how to kill a tree. Now, not all trees are created equal. We have some that we consider trash trees. And sometimes, sadly enough, we do want to get rid of them. So, we're going to talk about some of the methods used in getting rid of trees and some of the lessons learned. So here we have an old tree that was somewhat weedy. You can see it suckered a little bit. You can even see some of the other suckers that are still alive. So what we want to do, the most important thing to remember when trying to kill a tree is timing. The most important timing for killing trees is usually in the fall. In the springtime, what happens is all the energy is coming up from the roots, and so the general flow of energy is upward. So if you try to kill a tree at that time, sometimes it won't work as well. Whereas in the fall, after the leaves turn color, all the energy is being shipped down to the roots, that's a perfect time to come in and introduce a chemical or herbicide that will help kill the root system so you don't end up with a lot of suckers afterwards. A lot of people will come in and chainsaw a tree out, and then what they figure out is after the fact they get a lot of sucker regrowth. And that's something we want to avoid, because instead of having one tree you're trying to kill, now you have a small forest. Some species that end up suckering quite a lot are quaking aspen, tree of heaven, choke cherries will do that as well, sumac. So this is a method that you can use in trying to reduce a lot of that sucker regrowth. The one thing to keep in mind is when you cut a tree out, the wound itself can heal over or seal over more correctly within minutes. So this is obviously an old stump, but when you cut the tree down, you want to be fairly quick in putting the chemical into the tree trunk. So on a cross section of a trunk of a tree or a shrub, you'll see these rings. The active growing section is just on the outside where this color change happens. We call this area the cambium. This is where the active tissue growth occurs. It can push wood to the inside, called xylem, or to the outside that eventually becomes bark, called the phloem. So this interior section is dead. The outside section is dead. There's only that one layer of active growing tissue. So when you apply the chemical to control sucker growth or to kill a stump, you want to drill in and around that cambium layer. So this is a very common chemical used in killing stumps. This is called Tordon. This is a very strong chemical that works very well on killing woody plants. Others, like glyphosate or any active weed killer, will work in the process. Make sure that you, again, follow the label, but you will want to use a concentrated form. You won't mix it with water, but again, make sure you use the proper equipment like gloves, long sleeves, and make sure that you are following the label so that you don't damage yourself or the environment. Now, some species of trees, you don't need to worry about killing the stump because they won't regrow or resucker. A lot of the conifers are in this category. If you are adverse to chemicals, you can come in and hire a professional tree company to come in and grind the stump, and that removes a lot of the growing tissue. However, on species like quaking aspen or poplars, willows, they have an extensive root system. You may kill the trunk by grinding it, but then all of the suckers will then wake up.